conversation.
Yeah.
Like, conversation has always intrigued me. Like, human behavior, the human mind, and how humans interact has always been like one of my favorite things to study. Like I said, I'm a quiet guy, so I'm a natural people watcher.
Observation for sure.
So I love just the act of writing down a thought that comes to my head and then just seeing it, how it looks on paper.
Yep.
You getting in the habit of writing observations down and just coming up with, setup, punchline, jokes. The other half of the comedy, for me, it's the hang of the meeting the comedians.
Yep. Camaraderie.
The camaraderie between the comedians for me is awesome because it's like we're all in this place. It's kind of like, we're in the trenches together.
Yep. Right.
We know what it's like to bomb. It's like we know all these highs and lows and nobody else does. So in a way, it's like this is our little clique.
It's our community. You know which comic is gonna. Yeah. You know who's next, right? Or like
exactly
what group of comics is gonna be the ones to pop, right? Or who's the ones that all right. You should go and get out the way.
Yeah, so you can tell who gets it and who doesn't.
Yeah, for sure.
It's evident. The people that get it, those are the people that you'll see me conversing with.
Right.
Those are the people that I'll love to sit and just talk about any and everything. And like we love to talk about comedy and how it pretty much affects our lives and how we and things like that. Man, it's just the process. Similar to you, Rick. Interactions, human interaction, and the mind and things. It intrigues me because I know that you've seen somebody that comes up with a joke so brilliant, and you wonder like, what was that thought process behind that?
I love it.
What was that thought process? That's why I respect writers.
Yep.
Writers have my ultimate respect because I can't do it. Yeah. To sit and just come up with that kind of stuff. Like that kind of gold material is just sitting in the back of your mind. You're like, wow. Like,
the key to it is you got to have a lot of time on your hands to think about nonsense.
Oh, that's a fact,
think
bro.
About bullshit.
Yeah, you're going to spend 5 hours just thinking about a lunchbox.
That's it.
And then just so many angles. It's just thinking about every single angle possible.
Yeah. Well, see, I try to go as far left, and I was talking to Alex Thomas. He was
shout out to Alex Thomas, man. OG in the
funny
game.
As shit, man. I was talking to him a couple of days ago on IG. And I was like, his thing is like him, Deion Cole, fucking Chris Spencer. Like, like these cats are like some of the most brilliant black writers and millionaires. And so I look at how they write stuff so far off the wall. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I look at like when me and Don was talking about somebody the other day. And we were talking about somebody's teeth, and I was like, people always like most people be like, oh yeah, well he can floss with a jump rope, or his teeth like an empty parking lot, shit like that. Well, I'm like, his gaps are wide. He can floss with a mattress. So it's kind of like
it's like that's off the wall,
you
bro.
go as far left as possible, man. That's kind of how I write my comedy. Just try to be as far left as possible.
Yeah. And Chris Mons is one of the most renowned writers, not even on just the
Thank you,
East
brother.
Coast, man, but in the entire world, man.
Yes.
Like if you do not have Chris Mons writing for you, man, you are making a grave mistake.
I want somebody in LA to call me, man. Please.
Right? We're gonna get there.
I'm available.
We're gonna get there. Chris and I already talked about some things that we're gonna get off the ground, and as a matter of fact, Rick Campos. Yeah, we need you. So
we'll talk off air for sure.
Yeah, we'll talk off air for that. But we need you, bro. But that's the thing, man. Like you said, the camaraderie and like when you get like, for instance, like talking to you guys, I talk to you guys a lot. I talk to Chris every day. Every time I see Rick, man, it's always love. I love chatting with man Rick. Like Rick's my man, 100 grand, bro.
Yeah. I like that.
And every time I talk to Rick, man, we're always laughing, we're conversing, and it's just always been a great time. And when you have brilliant minds, man, like when we all like individually have things that we want to do or projects and we're all doing our things, like, bro, imagine whenever we come together and it links.
Idea sex.
Ooh, my God.
I was going to ask you about a joke the other day. We chatting on Facebook.
Yeah.
And because I want to redo my punch as far as like my slogan joke. I'm like, black people, niggas. Yeah. Like, and we'll probably talk about it. I need a Mexican, like a Hispanic slogan. Yeah. Like that everybody knows. So it's like, I think that make the joke like, all right, bam, that was the one. So, I
like that.
Rick got him, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's just it's the respect that you have for your fellow comedian, man.
Yeah.
It's just, these aren't conversations that you can like have with everybody. As we all know, there are some, people on the scene that you can't really probably
fool with. As my grandmother would say, you can't fool with everybody.
But I think the closer you get to the top, like they always say, the cream rises to the top. That's where you're gonna meet like some of the coolest people. It's like a fraternity. It's like you're like fraternal brothers up there. Like Jerry Seinfeld said, like he doesn't even have to know a comedian. If he's speaking to one, he can talk to that person he's never met.
Yep.
Like way more intimate than he would his own family.
And it's not even about comedy too, man. Just like life experience.
The way you think.
No
it's,
for sure.
Comics, I think, a good comic, doing it right, one of the most free thinking, like they're modern day philosophers.
And acceptance. I think we're, as comics, we're very accepting of all. I know I am of all culture.
Non-judgmental, open-minded.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you do. Just wash your hands.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't care who you love, what you do, what you dress up as. Just wash your hands.
Plus, comics are the funnest people to hang around because you can guarantee that if a tragedy ever happens, like in your family or whatever, they'll be there to like crack jokes to like help you forget about like, you know, the death of somebody or, you know, any tragedy.
You got fired or whatever.
Exactly.
Speaking of, I think you were performing, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you were performing at Barista Craft the night that my uncle passed.
Yeah.
I believe you were.
So. I remember you posting that.
And when you mentioned that, man, like, the way you guys just stepped in, as soon as you heard the news, I'm just like, all right, listen, you need me to host, you need me to do whatever, like, you got it. That meant a lot to me, man, and I appreciate you guys immensely for that.
Of course.
To just, you know, come and I still hosted the show because I know my uncle, and if I had gave it up the reins, he would have cursed me out because he'd be like, why did you go through with that? However, that's Matt Carrera roasting me, bro. He said, why the domino piece got in the interview. Yo, Matty Fatty, man, he tore up Garvey's the other night down at Rock Hill. Shout out to Matt Carell, man.
He did the Comedy Zone one night I was hosting. Matt did good, man. So salute to Matt.
Matt came and smashed that. Matt came and smashed that stage, man.
Bringing that Boston comedy down to Charlotte.
You know what it is, man. Speaking of, man, you're from New York.
Yes, I was born in New York. And a year later, my parents wanted to live on a farm. So they decided it was a good idea to go back to Brazil and live on a farm. So technically, I was born in New York, but then moved right back to Brazil where I like kind of spent my whole childhood. So my childhood right now is just all farms and chickens and riding horses. It's great.
Yeah.
And then after that, we moved. My dad couldn't handle the farm life. He was like, what am I doing? I'm a city boy. What am I doing here? And like a couple of years later, went back to New York. And then I just stayed the remainder till like high school.
Right.
And then from high school, I went to UNCW.
Okay,
yeah, UNCW.
Yeah, 910. Shout out to women.
Exactly. I have an aunt that lives in Raleigh, and she just kept hyping, you know, North Carolina to me and everything. I went from UNCW to Denver, Colorado.
That's a change,
Became a personal trainer and the
Rick is ripped, bro.
Obstacle course builder.
Yeah, Rick is ripped, bro. Like no homo. Rick is ripped, bro.
No, I used to be bigger. Now I'm just living that comedian lifestyle, just drinking beers and drinking
ramen noodles.
PBRs, baby.
Yeah.
No, me, this ripped right here is just from all the manual labor and bricks.
Quarter brick, half a brick, whole brick.
Exactly.
No,
and then I came straight from Denver, Colorado to Charlotte, North Carolina. So I've been here 3 years now. 3 years.
So would you say, man? So would you say that, you know, going from New York to Brazil, back to New York to Denver, out, you know, you're well traveled, man.
I traveled a lot. That's why I lost the accent. I have just a neutral accent.
Right.
It's not New York. It's not Denver. It's not Portuguese. It's just it's me. I'm Rick. It's just a Rick accent.
It's just Rick. You speaking Rick now.
I'm speaking Rick.
Would you say, man, that you know, your travels, man, will pretty much aid like the way you see the world, which would entail, you know, influence your comedy?
Yeah. I had the luxury of also, I went back to Brazil in Rio in 2011.
Oh, word.
So I got to go back to Brazil at a later age.
Yeah.
So to experience, you know, the family, the culture, everything about Brazil.
What's that big project that everybody, like the real bad side of town, everybody talking
about? Oh, the favelas.
The favelas, yeah.
Yes.
I seen a special.
I was there.
Real.
I was there by accident. I got hammered with a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
And I lost the group. I was like with 11 people.
Yeah.
That's how the only way I survived is I was walking in the middle of like 11 friends.
Yeah.
Just wearing Vans, wearing just brand shirts. I had no idea. Just total gringo. Walking through the favelas hammered, trying to find the friends I had lost.
Yeah.
Luckily, I do speak Portuguese. I am fluent. So as soon as I got lost, I threw out the hat and just started ditching some of the articles of clothing I had.
Why is that?
So
they won't rob you.
He wouldn't look like a lick.
I look like the most touristy tourist.
With your fanny pack on. Yeah.
So he wouldn't look like a lick,
bro. Right,
because during the World Cup too. So it was like a lot of people out there.
Yeah, I watched the special on that, man. It's wild stuff. It's on the hill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty ironic too because some of the worst crimes happened right underneath the big Jesus.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, because Cristo Redentor, that big Jesus monument,
Yeah.
is right above the favelas.
Yep.
So it's ironic. It's like an ongoing joke in Brazil how the worst crimes happen right under.
Well, like you look at the worst streets in any cities always MLK Boulevard.
Yeah. That is the Brazilian equivalent. Of,
I got you.
Okay, so now we understand.
Right,
that. We
right.
understand.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty dope, man. Well, not the part that you get hit
favelas,
with.
yeah.
I mean, I live to tell the tale, so it is pretty dope.
You got beat up for an $8 man shirt.
Yeah,
oh man,
and man, they would have took the hat too because Rick and Morty is amazing.
Yeah, keep that damn hat.
You can have. So man, who are some of your your comedic influences?
Comedic influences. I'll start by the ones that got me into comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I started watching stand-up comedy,
Okay.
and then I'll give you my stand-up comedy, stand-up comedian.
Guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So before I started watching comedy, I was really big with 3 people. It was Jackie Gleason from The Honeymooners.
Yeah. Old school.
Dick Van Dyke from the
Classic.
Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yeah. OG.
And old homeboy from TV Land as well, the sheriff, Andy Dick Show. No, Andy Griffith. Andy Griffith Show.
Mayberry.
I was into and that's like it's not of my generation to watch all that, but I grew up watching all that because we were very broke and we didn't have. I was so broke I couldn't even afford cable, so we didn't have cable in our
black household.
Yeah, household growing up. So our cable was going to the library and getting like movies and DVDs.
Oh yeah,
I grew up getting like DVDs.
You ain't alone.
The library didn't have the best of selections around, my neighborhood.
Yes.
So
Right.
it was just all old school, black and white movies. I grew up as a kid watching black and white movies.
Yeah.
Those are like my go-to movies. So that's why I'm like, made me kind of an old soul.
but that set the tone for the rest of your adulthood, though.
So I started watching Jackie Gleason and Art Carney, the Norton.
Yeah.
And I saw them playing off each other. And it was kind of like that world of like improv. Because I know Jackie Gleason would do like improv lines.
Yeah.
And, he was very like trying to make himself big. He was already a little big, but he was trying to make him big, like the presence on stage, raising his voice. So I started catching some of these things. And I would like mimic it, kind of do it in school and be like, I'll get a laugh. And I'll be like, oh, okay, so
that's nice.
This is a nice feeling. Yeah. This is a nice feeling. And Dick Van Dyke with, kind of like, surprisingly, all of these guys I liked were all performance-based.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what got me into the performance side of comedy.
Right.
I was like, these guys are just funny just by the way they're being.
Right.
They're not even saying
existence,
anything. Slowly, I've started seeing my type of comedy going more to like joke writing. So that's where stand-up came in.
Right.
Once I found about stand-up comedy, first one I saw was Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, classic, man.
Believe it or not, at the time when I saw it, I guess I was just a little too young.
I think Raw was better than Delirious.
I didn't understand it. I was like, wait, a guy just screaming into,
motherfucker?
Just screaming a bunch of nonsense to audience members. I was like, I don't get this. What's going on?
Right.
So I really didn't understand stand-up comedy when I saw Eddie Murphy's Delirious. Fast forward a few years later, when I just kept seeing, somebody would say, hey, watch this comedy special. Hey, watch this. I started, becoming like, oh, okay, stand-up comedy is actually funny. First one to kind of transition me into mainstream comedy, Dave Chappelle. Because after Dave Chappelle's stand-up, he also did sketch comedy.
Exactly, Chappelle Show.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was watching on the Comedy Central app, bro.
Yeah.
So, I was a big fan of that. I was like, oh, all of those jokes he made on stage, he can also transition into a sketch show. So I was like, there's many angles and avenues to this comedy thing.
For sure.
So it would be Dave Chappelle, Dave Attell.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Because for me, I'm a big... like the cleverness and wittiness of jokes for me is
right?
I met Dave.
I met Jeff Ross when it came for the Queen City Comedy Experience.
I totally nerded out with him. I just had my notebook and I was just like kind of like like, hey Dave, like dear wide-eyed, and he just looked at my notebook and he was like, what is that, a school shooter manifesto? Because I was there by myself too.
I don't have any friends.
Exactly.
You don't have any friend, Dave.
He signed my book, told me to keep writing, and we just took a picture together. For me, that was like one of the best moments ever.
And you met Jeff Ross too, right?
Jeff Ross, the roast master himself.
Jeff Ross.
So it was Dave Chappelle, Dave Attell, and Bill Burr. Bill Burr was just
big fan.
The stream of consciousness of like how angry he is with the world. This is what's wrong with the world, but he found a way to like make it funny because you knew everything he was talking about was the truth.
Right.
But he did it in a way where you were like,
he's right.
Yeah, he's right, but
he's right, but it is hilarious.
That's Bill being Bill, and it's kind of funny. And then those were like the first three that got me.
Yeah.
But now once you get into comedy, your palette starts changing. So then you start having like different categories of like, these are my favorite joke writing comedians. These are my favorite improv comedians. These are my favorite crowd work comedians. Just then I start having different classes.
Yeah.
And now as a, working on comedy itself, I have different like, inspirations. You have like the top level guys, but then you also have like the up and coming guys now, and then you have like the ones at the bottom at the local level. So that I think it's always good to like keep watch at like the local guys, the up and coming guys, and the big guys, because the method, the joke structure, all of that changes. So I want to I want to learn all of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to know what it's like to be the best in the open mic world, be the best as an up and coming comedian, and be the best as just one of those top level Netflix comedians.
Yeah, I know, I totally agree with that, man. To have different like silos for comedians. I've been vocal with Chris about this. I actually learn more watching my peers perform than I watch like a special with like a like a celeb, because like everybody knows the specials, they're hilarious, but they're also productions, which means they're doctored up a bit.
Right, you don't really see what goes into the meat of. You just see the sausage. You don't see the making it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Not seeing the sausage. You don't want to see nobody's sausage, but
but if you're wearing the sausage,
right, you see the food on the plate. You don't see them at the buffet scooping it on there and they got flies on it. Putting it off. So.
You don't see the actual like the process of making it, but you see the final product.
Exactly.
So with that being said, I value being able to watch you guys in live time because I see exactly what went into it. No matter how much time you're doing, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 10, 30, whatever. I see basically like the raw, just like everybody else. Yeah. And I'm a fan of comedy. So I'm not even looking at it from a point where I'm trying to break it down. I'm looking at it to enjoy it. And I always know, like, we listen to each other's sets. We all know what the punchline's coming. We all know what jokes coming next. But I thoroughly enjoy watching my peers just nail that punchline. And I thoroughly enjoy watching you guys work in a new bit that just lands beautifully. Because, like, it goes off. You're like, oh, that's a new bit.
Throws you off.
Yeah, that's a new bit. He didn't have that. Yeah. That's a new bit.
I like that.
Yeah, I love that, man. It goes just back to the camaraderie of being a comedian, man. And I feel like Charlotte, I was talking to my boy Juwan Cat, man.
Shout
out to Goof Camp.
Shout outs, man.
And he let that hairline go.
Yo, I seen.
Cut it off, brother.
Shave your head.
Start a petition.
Shave Juwan's head fun. But now talking to Cat, man. We both feel like Charlotte is going, because right now Charlotte doesn't have necessarily an identity for the city.
That's true. We don't have like that popping local.
Just almost breaking through.
Yeah, it's coming. Right. Next 2-3 years, it's gonna pop.
Yeah, and it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna be comedy, man.
Yeah.
I feel like comedy is gonna be what Charlotte's known for. I mean, you got like Atlanta. Atlanta's known for a lot of stuff, whether it's the comedy scene, whether it's movies, whether it's music. More music than anything.
Well, yeah. Well, music right now, North Carolina is getting their
the baby, man.
And J. Cole and Rhapsody, they all gonna be at the Grammys tonight.
Yeah, the Grammys gonna be very NC heavy.
Yeah, it is, man, and that's dope, and it just shows, man, the Carolinas got talent. Like, people don't realize Ken Jeong is from Greensboro.
Oh yeah, he's a doctor. Yeah.
Ken Jeong. I remember him on Comic View when he was Dr. Ken.
Yep.
He's from Greensboro. Galifianakis.
Yes.
He
up in the mountains, right? Asheville or something like that.
Yeah, but he went to NC State, I think, and I believe he's a Kappa.
Yep.
I heard he got the Kappa tattoo.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Then you got like Fred Durst is from Gastonia.
Fred Durst?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Biscuit. Yeah, Fred Durst is from Gastonia.
I wouldn't brag about Fred.
Yeah, I wouldn't brag about Gastonia.
I mean, it's just even if Gastonia is producing people, we good.
Preacher Lawson. Yeah. Making some waves right now.
Yeah.
Comedy scene.
He got a special on BET Stream.
Yeah, he do. Yeah, and he came and showed came and showed mad love.
He's a good dude.
During the festival.
Yeah.
Queen City Comedy Experience, and he had his show he headlined, and Tara got to open up for him.
Yep.
Tara Brown opened up for him,
Tara
man.
Brown.
Yes, and that is awesome. That just goes to show. As a matter of fact, she won the Jeannie Robertson comedy competition. She'll be performing with Jeannie in the city, you know, and it's just amazing to just know you guys and to watch like the continuous blessings, man, that are just coming in, man. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I'm rooting for everybody,
Same
man.
Here.
Yep.
Anytime I get online and I see, man, oh man, I you know, won a contest or I, you know, something. Anytime, man, my homies are doing something great, bro, it's always like I'm just honored to know you guys.
Yeah,
love.
same here, brother.
Mad
Yeah,
love.
it's all
100%.
mad love, man. All mad love. Rick Campos, man, what you got coming up, bro?
Damn. Let me get my.
There it is.
I got my old school calendar.
Oh, you got your glasses today?
Not
Get
in
my
my house.
glasses.
Chris gonna strain his eyes. Danielle ain't cuss me out.
Yeah, I am blind though. I can't drive at night and it's raining.
See, she gonna get on me for you not wearing your glasses. Man, all right, well, we're getting that. Chris Mons, what you got coming up, brother?
Oh man, so I got my last show I'm hosting this Tuesday at the Comedy Zone for my January residency.
Yeah.
Next Sunday, man, me, Don, who else on that show? Indian Trail.
Indian Trail is Chris, myself, Bo Johnson, Dre Copeland, Jonathan Williams.
So yeah, heavy ass lineup, man.
Yeah.
So next Sunday we gonna be down at Lounge 74. Is that Lounge 74?
Yeah, that's Indian. Oh yeah, we'll be at Lounge 74 in March.
Yeah.
And at Indian Trail in February.
Okay, yeah. So down at Indian Trail in February, I'll be down there. We're gonna have a killer ass show. I gotta let's see my calendar. I got some other stuff going on too for February. I'll be at the studio. Some new spots. Shout out to Chris DiOrio.
Yo, yes sir.
Yeah,
Shout out to Chris DiOrio, man.
That's gonna be a killer ass show, man. We're gonna be there. I think February the 10th.
Yeah.
So I'm just be on the lookout, man. Got some more stuff I'm booking. Writing for some other comics. So I'm just trying to stay busy, stay focused. What about you, brother? What you got?
It is, man. You got your
you got your Rolodex.
Yeah, I got my
Rolodex.
My Rolodex here. The 30th, this Thursday, I'm gonna be at Empire Pizza.
All right,
Hey, we
shout out
done
to
it together, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go, Rick.
Hell yeah. Let's get rowdy with the.
I'll be sleep by the time y'all go on.
Hey, look, man. Shout outs to Chris Corrado, man.
Yeah, Chris-
you
Corrado,
know how
yeah.
Corrado show goes.
Yeah, it's sure enough, man. That get you sharp
February 8th, there's a showcase at Einishmore
too. Okay.
Tavern.
Yeah.
It's on a Saturday, February 8th,
Right on.
Einishmore. And then the 14th, the 20th. Nope, not the 20th. The 19th. There's a Midwood Barbers comedy show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, William Austin. Shout out.
Hey,
Oh,
shout outs to Will
Yeah.
Austin, man.
Yeah, he's from New Jersey, New York too. So
Okay, right
a lot of New York, New Jersey people coming into the comedy scene now too.
Yeah.
That's a fact, man. I'm gonna ask you this, Rick Campos, and don't
Sure.
feel no pressure because we on
Shoot.
camera. But I got an opening, man, at Trail House, February the 23rd, man. You in?
23rd.
Let
yes,
me know if you're
I'm
free, brother.
in
Let me know if
before
you're free.
I am officially 23rd.
It's a Sunday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm free.
My man, Rick
Yeah.
Campos, y'all. Rick Campos
Y'all
will be
heard it
performing
here live.
live on the PoppaDon Podcast,
He's
February the
bound to do it
23rd, man. We will be down at the Trail House. I'll get the flyers out soon. Let's see what I got coming up. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we're down at the Casual Pint, man, for the monthly, a pipe full of laugh.
They got a big lineup on that show. So that's a good lineup.
Man. We do Bridget
Yeah.
Bridget Martin's gonna be featuring, man. Right now, she's on tour with the Feral Hogs.
Yeah.
With Hillary Begley. Yes,
From
hilarious,
Dumplings.
man.
From
Yes.
Dumpling.
Yes, man. So that's gonna be great. As Rick said, the 30th, man, we're down in Empire, Original Empire down in Rock Hill, South Carolina, man. That's gonna be a crazy good show. Shout out to my man Chris Corrado for putting that together. And I think that's about it for the month of January. Next month I'll be starting 2 new rooms. One at Studio 13 is a monthly open mic. It's gonna be going on. So February 20th, man, y'all catch us every third Thursday.
Working, brother.
Every third Thursday, catch us, man. And also Trail House down the Indian Trail, man.
Yes.
Shout outs to Jason and Ken down there. Shout outs to Ben for the connect. First show is gonna be February the 6th, man. We're gonna, oh my goodness, man, it's gonna be crazy. No, I'm sorry, February the 9th. February the 9th. Yeah, and that's gonna be a weekly showcase, man. So I'll be looking for people to come down, do some time, man. And we're gonna have a good time, man. And then in March we start Lounge 74, man. So it's gonna be a great year for Charlotte comedy.
Working, bro. Proud of you, brother.
I can't wait, man.
Everybody's proud.
Can't wait, man. Rick Campos, man, we definitely appreciate you coming to the PoppaDon Podcast, man.
Thank you, brother. Rick got the fold, boy.
There it is.
Rick got the fold.
You already know. He learned that in the favela, man.
Yes.
But Rick, thanks for coming, man. One more time, tell the people where they can follow you at.
You can catch me at Rick Campos Live, all social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify. If you want to check out my playlist.
Hey, and I know it's a dope one. Rick, man, Rick be having some dope like the Wu-Tang shit.
He got the Dreamville.
The Rick and Morty, like Rick's for the culture, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's the man. Chris Mons, tell the people they can find you, brother.
Chris Mons Comedy on Instagram, comedian Chris Mons on Facebook, and Chris_Mons on Instagram. On Twitter, my bad.
Great writer.
Yes. Thank you, brother.
Awesome. World renowned, man. If y'all not hitting up Chris Mons, I'm telling you, man.
Please
you are
call me.
Out.
Put your pride in your pocket. I am anonymous. I don't tell a soul. I help you out.
Missing out, man. And of course, I'm comedian Don Garrett. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Don Garrett Comedy. Also, you can find me on Twitter at comedian Don G, and also my website dlgcomedy.com. Jump in, leave me a review. I definitely do appreciate it, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in out here, man. Live tuning in. That's my favorite, man. Tuning in, man. And shout out to our home station, Power 104.4 FM #.
We are the streets.
And our sponsor is Simply Homemade Catering.
With that good ass food.
This has been season 3.
Yeah. Episode 2.
Yes. Yeah, this has been season 3, episode 2 of the PoppaDon Podcast. And one more time, man, I definitely love. I want to give my condolences, my respect, my love, my prayers out to the family of Kobe Bryant. And rest in peace to Kobe and his daughter Gianna, who was confirmed to be on the plane. Rick Fox was confirmed to not be. He's not on it yet. Not be on the plane.
He's still somewhere being light skinned.
Yeah, but. Man, this is a huge loss, man, for the world and the sport of basketball, man.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
I know there was a lot of Mamba fans out there, man, for how he transcended the game and just personally, what he did for me as a kid, man. Just picking up that basketball gave me a lot of confidence in life, man. So, rest in peace, Kobe, Gianna, man. Man, we love you, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I hate to end it on a somber moment like that, man, but we do appreciate Rick Campos coming through, man.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, man. Hamburger.
That's right.
Yes.
Check him out, man. Check out Rick live.
Check me
man.
out.
Chris
I like
Mons
being checked out.
Yeah. Like a library book.
I like more do.
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Yes. Signing off. And true Kobe fashion, man. Mamba out.
Peace.
Out.